Hey gardeners, Amy here with Garden Up, and today I have a friend joining me. This is Jessica Spur, owner of Earthly Apothecary. You are an herbalist, and what else?
I'm a board member of the Four Seasons Herbal Guild, and we offer classes, and we do the Spokane Herbal Fair, and we educate people about plants.
So this monster behind me, I noticed it growing last fall, and I thought I knew what it was, but I wanted to leave it to make sure. I was right, it's burdock. So this beast right here, this is what inspired velcro, because these things stick to everything, and every time I walk past it sticks to my hair. It's so much fun being right here on the walkway. So we're finally going to get it out. I let it mature this far for the video. There's a lot of common names for this, but the one I'm going to use is greater burdock. The scientific name is Arctium lappa, or lappa. It has these giant leaves. These things are just huge. They're honestly gorgeous. The burrs show up before the... Yes, it's hot. An alternative use! But this was actually really fun to watch this develop because the burrs are the flower. Like, I thought the burr would show up after the flower, but it actually showed up before it even bloomed, weeks before. I've been catching my hair on this thing for over a month now. So that's the flower. This is in the Asteraceae family, Arctium genus, okay? Why I'm afraid that I may have made a mistake by letting this be here is because we're under the weeping cherry, so I've got cherry roots, I've got other perennials that, you know, the roots are going to be mixing in. It's smothering out a lot of my perennials. This needs to come out. So that's what I'm afraid of. I should have dug it up and put it in a pot to let it grow. But anyway, Jessica has offered to help me with this because you wanted to use the roots for medicinal, right?
I was wanting to, yeah, and then I realized that I wouldn't be able to do that, but still I wanted to talk to you and your video viewers about whatever information I could share. So in Chinese medicine, this is a really popular plant. They typically use the root as food over there. If you were to go around to Chinese restaurants, and even here in the States you'll see it, burdock is on the menu. If you go into your local Chinese grocery store, if you have one of those, you'll probably see burdock roots in the store for sale. And over there they have devised a whole different system for growing this plant. They actually have these tall, skinny boxes that they fill with soil, and that the front just pops right off of. So the burdock grows in and the root goes down, 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 down all the way into the skinny box. And then they just open the door and they shift out this giant root. So they eat it like food over there, and it's really good for you. It's excellent to consume on a regular basis. It's really good for your gut. It's what we call a prebiotic, which means that it's food for your probiotics, and your probiotics are your gut microbes. So all these microbes live in our digestive system. The other part of this plant that we eat is the inside of the stalk, or the inside of these stems right here. Yeah, so you can peel the skin off the stalks or the stem to get to the meat inside. It's kind of like celery. There's a lot of cellulose in it. In traditional Chinese medicine, they also use the leaves, and you can also use the fully developed seed if you're brave enough to let it go all the way that far and you think you can catch it all. So burdock, dock means large-leaved, which you certainly see why.
Some pretty big leaves.
It really demands your attention. So the way that burdock works is that when you consume the root is full of inulin, which is food for your probiotics in your digestive system. It's food for your microbes, and when your microbes have lots of food, they want to hang out and they digest your food better, so you assimilate more nutrients. And it also is an alterative, or an alterative, depending on who you're talking to. And the function of that on the inside of your body is that it goes in and it alters things into a state of balance. If they need a little more toning, they tone it. If they need a little loosening, it loosens it. It adjusts itself to help the condition of your specific body, which is really pretty amazing. It's like it has a consciousness of its own on the inside of you. And so through altering the liver and the gallbladder and your digestive system, it restores a state of balance. And people that suffer from eczema and psoriasis and other sorts of red, dry skin conditions can benefit from the use of burdock, because typically those red, inflamed skin conditions are a result of a sluggish digestive system. If you're not assimilating your nutrients appropriately, if you're not digesting your food properly, there's leftover toxins, and your liver gets burdened, and these toxins have to go somewhere. And so if they're not coming out through your systems of elimination, through your colon or your bladder, they're going to come out through your skin. So when your liver is sluggish and tired, it's really struggling to digest toxins, and burdock helps your liver to be able to digest them better. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a classic example as to why we call it burdock. This is nature's Velcro.
So here's our plan for removing this beast. First, we're going to cut off all of the seed heads, the flower heads, so that we can work without it catching on everything. And then we're just going to cut down so that we can get to the roots. And then once we get to the roots, we'll have to evaluate from there exactly what removal is going to take. So I have Corona pruners. Any bypass pruners will do, or you could use anvil if you really need to in this case. I'm just going to cut. Look how pretty these are. This has been absolutely covered in ladybugs. I'm 5 feet tall. This was at least 7, almost 8 feet tall. This is a peony back here that volunteered sometime after I bought the house. I didn't plant it, but it showed up. I just haven't had time to move it. There's a Regertia over there that's been completely shaded out, and they like shade, so that's really saying something. And then there's a Dicentra, it's a bleeding heart. I lost it, I thought, because it was buried under the burdock and had rooted through the pot. So I've got to watch. Oh, and there's a Ligularia back here too, and it's not happy either. None of them have gotten enough sun or water because this thing has been hogging and redirecting all of it. So, but luckily there's not a plant too close to where this root ball actually is. So let's start loosening this up and see. You can feel a tree root. It moved a lot more than I thought it would. I just bent a garden fork on this beast.
About that big around.
Oh my goodness.
And it's going straight down.
Straight down.
So you can harvest the root and you can cut it up and saute it with your vegetables. You can tincture it.
Ooh.
You could make it as a tea, dry it out, and make it as a tea throughout the winter.
I should also mention that gardening barefoot is not something we do when we're on the clock for a client.
Definitely not. This is a really awesome shovel that Amy has here. It's a really wide thing so I can put my bare feet on.
And that's one thing. It's not that I haven't watered back here. It's just water hits the burdock and runs straight away from where the dirt is.
Well, we're going to have to keep going.
Yeah.
But that's a good start.
That's a good start. Look at this monster. This is exactly what I was expecting, actually. A big fat taproot with a few branches. And holy cow. Okay, so if you have a deep taproot that you just can't get the whole thing, I've had success with this trick with rhubarb, Japanese knotweed, and several other just deeply rooted things where I just could not for the life of me get the whole root out. So what you do is you take some cardboard, you just take a box and you make sure that you're covering what's left of the root. And if it's a really gnarly one, you might take 2 boxes. So like there's a gap in my cardboard right there, so I kind of want to cover that as well. Basically the gist of this is when the root hits the air that's inside the box, it stimulates growth, so it sprouts leaves. Well, the leaves then get caught in the box and they can never get out to photosynthesize. The box will eventually break down, but by the time that happens, hopefully the root has starved. And so far so good. I've had 1 failure in several years of trying this, and that was on I don't know, it was some giant thistle, and I don't think we buried the box deep enough. I wasn't there at that one. I was just instructing my crew what to do. So 1 failure so far out of many years of trying this, and I think that's a pretty good average given the plants I've used it on. Yeah, we're just going to bury all this cardboard right there, and if that sucker comes back up, it's going to get caught in the box and hopefully never be a problem again. So if you let one of these things go for a year, this is what you can expect. Holy cow.
It's a lot of plant.
Yeah, it is. Thanks for watching, everybody. Remember to check out Jessica's links in the description below. If you learned something new, make sure to like the video. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments. You know, all the things. And for more videos like this, remember to hit subscribe. And on that note, thanks for watching. And we'll see you in the garden.